Tinker Tuesday. My name is Miss Christina, and today I've got some cool experiments for you using things that you may already have somewhere in your kitchen. Let's go. This first experiment is called the magic bag. You'll need a Ziploc bag, any size will work, some very sharp pencils, and some water. You'll also need some kind of bowl or tub, just in case you make a mess. And you may even want to do this outside, just to be safe. Fill the bag with water. You don't have to go all the way to the top, maybe just a third or halfway. And then seal it up, nice and tight. Now, what do you think will happen if I push one of these pencils through? Will water come gushing out? Let's see. Whoa, look at that! I don't see any water, do you? Let's try another one. Still no water. It's kind of like a magic trick, but it's not magic. It's science. So if I'm making holes in the bag, why isn't the water leaking out? Because plastic bags are made out of polymers. Polymers have long chains of molecules that are flexible. When you poke a sharp pencil through the bag, the pencil slides in between the chain of molecules that make up the polymer. The molecule chains make a seal around the pencil that won't let the water out. Let's try a few more. Still no water. But what will happen if I take the pencils out? Will those molecules seal back together? Whoa, they don't! And this is why it's better to do this experiment outside. As you can see, water is getting everywhere. And that is the magic bag experiment. But remember, it's not magic, it's polymers. Our next experiment is called the dancing milk. You'll need some whole milk, some food coloring, dish soap. I put mine in a little cup to make it easier, and a Q-tip. You'll also need a plate. Pour the milk onto your plate. Whole milk does work best, but you can try this with whatever's in your fridge. And then take some food coloring and drop some into the milk. I have some blue. Just a couple drops will work. Some red. Some yellow. And make sure to keep the colors separate. Don't mix them together. And some green. Now, take your Q-tip, dip it into the dish soap, and drop it right into the middle of a color. Whoa! So how does this work? Well, milk is made out of fat and water. The dish soap causes the fat and the water in the milk to separate and spread apart. The result is this dancing motion of the food coloring in the milk. So pretty. Because whole milk contains the most fat, it will get you the best results. But like I said, you can try whatever's in your fridge. This is all about experimenting. Next up is the Fizz Inflator. You'll need some vinegar, some baking soda, a plastic bottle, a balloon, some measuring cups, it really doesn't matter what size, a funnel, and some food coloring, which is optional, but it makes it more fun. Now you're going to fill your balloon with baking soda. Don't worry too much about measuring, just make sure it's about half full. Now you're going to fill your bottle with vinegar. Again, you really don't have to measure, just make sure it's about a third to a half full. And to make it a little more fun, I'm going to add some green food coloring. Fit the balloon over the bottle, and let's see what happens when we pour the baking soda into the vinegar. Woo! Again, make sure to do this somewhere that you don't mind getting a little bit messy. So what's happening? The vinegar and the baking soda mix together to make a chemical reaction. The reaction creates carbon dioxide, which expands up and out of the bottle and inflates the balloon. Summer is a great time for bubbles. Did you know you can make your own bubbles with just a few things from your house? You'll need dish soap, water, a plastic bottle with the end cut off, That's a job for the grown-ups. And a sock. You could also use food coloring, which again is optional. And you'll need a bowl and a spoon. Okay, this is so simple. All you have to do is pour some dish soap into your bowl and add some water. Doesn't really matter how much, just kind of eyeball it. You just want to water down that dish soap a little bit. Then give it a good stir. I'm going to add a little bit more. It should look something like this. Now you're going to take your sock and fit it over the end of the bottle. This is a great way to use those socks whose mates have gone missing. Dip the bottle into the soap and blow. Make sure you're blowing out and not in, otherwise you will be eating soap, which does not taste good. If you want to make your bubbles colorful, take some food coloring and dab it onto the end of your sock. You can use any color you want. You can use one color, you could use many colors. I'm going to use the same colors as before: red, green, blue, and yellow. Dip it back into your soap and let's see what happens. Ooh, you can kind of see a rainbow. It's not quite as bright as I thought it would be, but that's the point of an experiment. You never know what's going to happen. Our last experiment is called walking water. You'll need some clear cups, some water, paper towels, and food coloring. Your first step is to fill 3 cups. You'll want to fill them almost to the top. Now you'll add some food coloring. You can use any color you want, but I'm going to use the primary colors: yellow, blue, and red. Now give them a good stir to mix up those colors. Between each of these cups, I am going to put an empty cup, and I'm not going to fill these with water. Now I'm going to take some paper towels and I'm going to fold them so that they're about an inch or maybe an inch and a half wide. Then I'm going to fold those in half, and they need to be about as tall as my cup, so I'm going to trim off all the excess. I'm going to put one side in the yellow water and the other side in the empty cup. And then I'll do the same thing with all the other cups. I forgot to trim off this one, but I'm going to go back and fix my mistake in a second. Now I'm just going to let this sit and we will see what happens. Now this is sped up. It really takes about 30 minutes, but do you see what's happening? The empty cups are starting to fill with water. The colored water travels up the paper towels by a process called capillary action. Capillary action is the ability of a liquid to flow upward against gravity in narrow spaces. This is the same thing that helps water climb from a plant's roots to its leaves. And here are the cups after about 2 hours. Look at the colors. Yellow and red mixed together to make orange. Let's look over here. Red and blue made what color? Purple. Yes. And then, blue and yellow made green. So it's like 2 experiments in one. How cool is that? Thank you guys so much for joining us today. If you do any of these experiments at home, make sure to let us know how they went. Post a picture in the comments and be sure to join us for more cool science next Tuesday. Bye!